Hey guys and gals, this is your boy JR, aka Lone Bushcraft. I'm just relaxing today. Hold on a second. Got a little wind above me here. There we go. That's pretty wind. Make sure I got this up. Okay. There we go. Yep. Probably should have This is so funny. Okay. This is funny. Whoops. This is going to be interesting. Here we go. Well, that didn't work as I wanted. It's pretty funny. I got a ceiling fan going on above me. I'm having to light my candles this way. That's funny. So that's pretty funny. That's the joys of going live. Yeah. The joys of going live. Pretty funny. That's pretty funny. There we go. There we go. That's pretty funny. Where there's a will, there's a way. What's up? How's it going, Deborah? What's up, Adrian? How's it going? I'm just relaxing and chillaxing here. Got a little wind chimes going. So the point of this live is to get into a relaxed meditative state. Welcome to Lone Bushcraft After Dark Live show. I'm your host, JR, aka Lone Bushcraft. And once again, this is the Lone Bushcraft After Dark show. And so, yeah, tonight's show, I'm going to focus on relaxing this evening, and also I'm going to touch base on a little bit of spirituality and also meditation. And I'm imagine there's all walks of life that check out my channel. So I'm sure I'm appeal to those. And also there's a science side of me. I got the reason and logic going on, as well as a spiritual life. So hey Bill, how's it going? And I'm enjoying me a little bit of bowl of fruit too, as I'm getting into this evening meditation here. And I also got me some, oh man, what do I have here? Let me look. I have some Perrier lime flavored carbonated mineral water. So I got my mineral water going on here. I got a few various different spiritual books. And yeah, over the years I've bought a lot of different spiritual books and also meditation. And sound's been using sound as meditation is a big one. So yeah, the use of sound. Right now I'm gonna have my fruit. Oops. Just looking at your guys' comments as you come in here. So I got my candles going, and I also got my wind chimes, and then I'm gonna play my bell a little bit. Welcome to the Lone Wolf Bushcraft After Dark. Today's live stream is going to focus on relaxing. I'm going to touch base on spirituality a little bit and philosophy, and also reasoning and logic as well. And I have a feeling there's a variety of people that tune into Lone Wolf Bushcraft Show. And yeah, I just imagine a lot of folks sometimes tune in here. So, and this is a series that I call the After Dark series on my channel here. And After Dark can range from, like in this case, it's after 11 p.m. So, but After Dark can be as late as 7 also. But right now it's 11 p.m. So I'm going to paste, I'm going to do a paste thing here. I copy and paste here. And this will be in case anyone wants to come up here. So I'm just going to paste this here. And that's in case anyone wants to come up there. There you go. So, yeah, feel free to come up if you want to come up while I'm doing my thing here on the After Dark series here. Right now I'm enjoying my bowl of fruit. So what are some of the ways, I'll kind of open the discussion. All right.
Hello, Lone Wolf. How's it
What's
going?
up? What's up, Adrian? Hey, man, what are some of the ways when you are trying to, especially if you're trying to unwind just before you go to bed, what are some of the ways you unwind before you go to bed? Or how do you relax?
How do
Or
I
how do you?
unwind? Just relax on the, I don't know, just relax on the couch and yeah, I don't do too much really. I just go straight to bed and
Right,
sleep.
right on. I'm gonna look on here, see if anyone else is. Here we go. We got another person on here. Cool.
When I'm all up in
Hi.
the...
Hi, Daddy Lone.
Hey, what's up?
Oh, is that Belle?
Hi,
Hello,
Let me,
Belle.
let me see if I do this configuration right, how I want to set it up.
Hi,
Yeah.
Adrian. How are you?
Hi.
And
I'm well, Belle. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm cooking lunch.
Oh, cool. That's a cool
Yep.
thing to do.
It's very relaxing, Daddy Lone.
Yeah,
I
it is.
like these streams with these candles. Coming to your... Someone doing these...
I like
Yeah.
that also.
They're good, isn't it? Yeah, I know. I should do, have candles and just meditate sometimes. It's nice, isn't it?
There you go.
Nice the sounds, yeah.
But I like that with partner, Daddy Lone. It's romantic.
Oh, cool. That's cool.
I don't like to do that without partner, no.
That's pretty funny. I don't like that.
Mm.
So, Belle, what are some of the ways you unwind?
What?
What are some of the ways you like to unwind for the evening?
For the evening.
Yep.
Netflix and lots of popcorn.
Wow, lots of
Oh,
popcorn. Wow.
Netflix
Popcorn.
and lots of popcorn. That's cool.
Wow.
That sounds cool. That sounds like a cool thing to do.
French fries.
Lots of French fries.
Mm.
That's cool.
French fries.
How about you? How about you, Adrian?
I just relax on the couch and yeah, something similar, maybe a bit of Netflix and always YouTube and all that, innit? And just unwind.
Marimar, Hong Kong. It's that Hong Kong vlog. Mega love shout out and Sis Debra, come up.
Yeah,
Everyone, come on.
Yeah, let me.
Hello, Sis Raquel. Good afternoon.
Hello,
Good morning.
Raquel. How are you? Oh, a little while, yeah. I've been here only about
Sis Raquel, come on up.
Come up.
Come up.
Hello, everyone. Hello, Raquel. How are you, Raquel?
Come on up. Who wants to join us?
Come up.
Come up and meditate. Close your eyes and meditate now.
There you go.
I'm gonna close my eyes and meditate. Why not? Isn't this a meditation? Isn't this a meditation session? I've only got about 15 minutes left of my lunch break, so
oh, that's
I'll have
okay.
to meditate. I'll have to meditate quickly.
There you go. 15 minutes left of meditation for Adrian. So how's your day going so far, Adrian?
Same old at work. How was your day, Lone Wolf? Good?
Not too bad. I can't complain.
Okay,
I thought I added somebody.
It's so funny,
did you add someone, buddy? It looks like you've added somebody, have you?
Hello. Ako si RC. Hello, mega love shout out.
Cool.
Daddy Lone, do not ignore them.
No, I'm not. I'm trying to do the layout.
They will leave. You know
I'm
that.
trying to do the layout. Hey, how's it going?
Who's that?
What are
Who's that?
What are
What are
some of, hey, how's it going? What are some of the ways you like to relax and meditate? Or what are some of the ways you like to unwind for the evening?
Listening flowing water, Daddy Lone.
There you go. I have
From the
another.
river.
I think
From
I
the
have
river.
Who said hello to me? Hello, Sarah J. Savannah.
Hey, Filipina
Hello.
Raquel, can you show your face real
How
quick?
are you? Mega love shout out to everyone.
Okay, cool.
Right,
Thanks, Raquel.
what's your name there in the panel here? I don't know who I'm
Let me
talking
get
to
that.
here.
Let me get that.
Hello, Raquel. How are you?
Hello.
That's your new
Hi,
spot
Sister
now, isn't it?
Raquel.
There we go.
Good morning.
Hey,
It's not your
good morning.
birthday
That's
anymore.
right. It's morning in the Philippines. Yeah. Hey,
Just still morning, yeah.
Hello,
Yeah.
Hey, Raquel.
Still-
Hello, this is Raquel. Good morning.
Hey, when you're
It's
trying to relax in the evening, what one of the things you like to do when you're trying to relax in the evening? All right, she's sporting the shades. Cool. I love
I
it.
never wear shades, and
I love it.
I should be wearing shades more often.
Well, I will say
It
this:
would detect-
there is a reason I do it. So whenever I'm doing a video or even a live, people can't see whether I'm afraid my eyes will distract the people where I'm looking for. So what's neat is when I'm wearing shades, people always think I'm directly
Yeah.
engaged with them.
Oh,
So-
you are no match. You are no match. It's Raquel and Daddy Lone.
Look out.
Okay? Because you have the same.
So Bill,
Oh,
so Bill says she
Let's all
mentioned.
meditate.
So Bill said she mentioned she likes to listen to water when she unwinds or sounds or.
Wow, water.
You know, I find a lot
Oh.
of people unwind with their favorite kind of music too. Sometimes.
Yes, I love listening to music all the time.
Yeah,
so
some people do
especially after a day's work, I just love listening to music. It's like,
that.
it's
I love
lovely.
music.
It's a nice,
Music is
yeah.
passion.
It is
Music
like,
is life.
Now, if I have trouble falling asleep, sometimes what I'll do is I'll just grab one of my books and I'll try to read, and that sometimes will make me sleepy as well.
If you are lazy to read, then book is perfect.
Yeah.
If you are, I'm lazy to sleep. When I read a book, I fall asleep because I don't like it.
Yeah, I start to fall asleep when I read a book.
Yeah.
I don't like reading anyway.
But like, it's no big secret that I like candles and listen to
Wow,
sad music.
all
So yeah,
have candles, Daddy
yeah.
Lone.
And then I
love
even,
those
I even got
candles.
my bell there. So
Wow.
What? Is that a bell? Is that a bell there, Lone Wolf? I didn't know what that was.
It is. It's a large bell,
Yeah.
and I'm enjoying my. I have a small bowl of
Oh,
fruit
I had
almost
a-
every evening. So this has got
Yum.
apple, mandarin
should
oranges,
I eat
and
my
pineapple at the
salads?
bottom.
I get my salad.
What's funny is when I started this live, I was having trouble lighting my candles mainly because I have this.
Really?
Well, I have the ceiling fan going pretty fast to get the wind.
Yeah.
going, right?
They go out, don't they? Yeah.
So I had to pull. I had to grab each one of my. Oh, cool! I had to grab each one of my small tea light candles to light them. I had to take them out.
Yum. Are we gonna eat that now, Raquel? Eat that now?
I eat already. This is another round.
Another one.
Oh,
Wow, I like the bells.
Salad is bello.
pahingi nga.
Ooh, that looks. What is that? Is that
Ilusot mo
rice?
sa screen.
Fruit salad, isn't it?
Oh, cool.
Ano yan? Salad?
Buko salad with cocktail.
Ooh, that looks good.
Yummy.
That looks pretty good.
But I eat already, so I only show because you show something. So
Oh, okay, gotcha.
I already have 2 plates. Oh my god.
So we established we like music, sounds, reading to unwind before we go to bed. That's cool.
And YouTube as well, Lone Wolf.
And YouTube.
See how much I eat already from the other one.
Oh, cool.
Sorry.
I recently got into miso tofu kind of Japanese soup, and it's only 35 calories a bowl. It's really good.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah. And then for lunch, every day for lunch, I'm going to eat sushi. And I'm going to do that for 40
so you're
days.
Wow,
gonna go on that
sushi, that's
diet
my
for 40
favorite
days.
food, Japanese food.
Yeah, I'm going to do Japanese lunch every day for 40 days and have miso soup.
Wow,
Oh,
very nice.
I'm gonna
soup. Oh la la, that's my favorite food, Japanese food, really.
Yeah, I'm going to see how that goes.
Mm.
Now, in the evening time, I'm going to have Peruvian food and also American food in the evening time for dinner. And then I'm always going to have my small bowl of fruit. But I'm going to do this for 40 days and see what happens. I weighed myself before I started it.
Deborah, right? Yeah, we are wearing sunglasses, Deborah. Sis.
I have to lose weight also. That you know.
Mm.
I'm lazy to do some exercise. The
What?
exercise has to do for me.
Oh, well,
Lo-
that's
The
funny you
lockdown's
mentioned
hard,
that.
isn't it?
Do you
Mm.
sometimes go for a walk, just a stroll? Because I guess the bare minimum for exercise for both men and women is to walk at least for 30 minutes a day.
30
That's what they
minutes.
always tell us to do, 30
So,
minutes. Yeah.
so that's so if you at least get that in, you'll at least will meet the requirements for the bare minimum, walking 30 minutes a day. And then, of
Mm.
course, it's what you eat, and also
That's right.
the amount too. You know, I had a friend of mine. I walked by him. I almost didn't recognize him, and I was like, "Hey, man, what are
Yeah.
you?" I was like, "Dude, what are you doing?" And what this guy did is he started cutting all of his meals in half, and I mean, after a while, his body got used to it, but I mean,
Of course, yeah.
I mean, our calories are important. Don't get me wrong; you have to eat, but
Yeah.
also it's a mixture of eating healthy, and not only that, this fruit tastes really, really sweet, and so, yeah, this bowl of fruit's really sweet. So,
Yeah, it's very healthy to have fruits.
yeah,
Not only
yeah.
fruit salad
Of course it
also.
is, yeah.
So,
Mm.
But
I'll
with
tell you
milk.
guys. I'll tell you guys my spiritual background. I was raised Roman Catholic, and then I became a member of the Baha'i faith in '92. But
wow.
before I became a Baha'i, and also before I got married, I was thinking about becoming a Catholic priest. And so I was
Wow,
going to
that's
give
good.
I was going to give my life over to the church. But then I ended up realizing God was this priest I was meeting with, or that I was talking things through before maybe going to the seminary. He looked like David
Yeah.
Letterman, so it was funny. I was meeting this priest that looks like David
he's
Letterman. It was hilarious.
He's a funny guy. I've watched his shows. David Letterman, yeah.
Yeah. But
He's quite a funny guy when he was on, yeah.
yeah. So what ended up happening is I didn't go to the seminary because I told this guy I think I want to get married one of these days. So then before I met my good little Catholic girl, I had changed pace. I became a member of the Baha'i faith, but I still married a Catholic girl. I even raised my daughter Catholic. You know, even though I'm a Baha'i. And what's so funny is when I was Roman Catholic, I only had to worry about one apologetic, which was being Roman Catholic. Now being Baha'i, Baha'is recognize all these other faiths, and so now I got all these other apologetics.
These other faiths, yeah.
Yeah. So on top of that, I also have my reason and logic, and my reason, logic, and my science side of me. So, and these two sometimes conflict with each other. My science side and my reason and spirituality side. There used to be a saying that religion tells you how to go to heaven, and then science tells you actually how the heavens work. So that's kind of where I'm at. That's kind of where I'm at now. So where do you guys get your, or do you guys have any? What's your guys' spiritual backgrounds?
I'm pretty much just Sorry, yeah, you go
Catholic.
first. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm Catholic. And
Okay.
I'm not that religious, but
Mm-hmm.
I could say my experience. But I think I've been telling that about me when I was in an island of Bohol, that
Mm-hmm.
I experienced about me being like resurrection. I got like resurrection twice. One in Bohol and one in when I was in Malaysia. And
wow.
I believe that we really have a God,
Right.
because Otherwise, I won't be here wearing sunglasses like the host. Yeah. So yeah, we need to believe that there is God in this world.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. How about you, Belle? What's your background?
Oh, I'm also a Catholic,
Okay.
but
Mm.
yeah, my parents raised me well as
Hmm.
a Catholic. Is this a hot seat?
Oh,
I'd
that's
say,
cool.
yeah.
And what about
Really.
you? What about you?
I'm just the same Catholic. Yeah.
God,
Yeah,
isn't that
pretty much.
funny?
Yeah.
We're all, and I'm a former Catholic, but
I'm a former Catholic. Yeah.
well, part of the reason I don't really consider myself a former Catholic, Baha'is believe that all the religions are one faith, anyways. So, so according to the Baha'i view, I mean, even though I name myself a Baha'i, Baha'is recognize all the faiths pray to the same God.
Yeah.
So, so I still feel connection to my Roman Catholic roots, and
Nice.
I'm very thankful for my Roman Catholic roots.
Good.
And obviously, I don't have a trouble with the Catholic Church because I ended up raising my daughter Catholic. But
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
what's funny is when I did raise her that way, I did a thing that my parents did with me. They never talked about heaven or hell. They only talked about God's unconditional love. And oh
Oh
boy, does
wow,
that
it's
look good!
good.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Oh,
that looks
yum.
good.
Apple, yum.
So
I like the green apple.
yeah,
Boy, it
Eggs.
flows. Where is the hot dog? 2 eggs and the hot
Eggs
dog.
there,
Where is it?
pal.
so anyways,
And
so anyways,
century tuna, century
Uh,
tuna.
so
parang
anyways,
ginisa mo yan, sis Bel. Ginisa mo yan.
Ha?
Sige, ha? Ginisa mo
Oo.
yan.
O yan lang ang lunch ko. That's only my
I'm just going to
lunch.
the toilet. I'll be back in a sec.
hey Brett,
Boiled egg.
I'm gonna throw the thing out here so you can also join us too, Brett. Let me try and get on it.
Hi, Brad.
I already have my breakfast and lunch together.
I'm gonna see.
I usually don't take breakfast much, and so I just eat sometimes one time a day. But
Cool.
still, I have to cook for the kids. But I'm still, because I don't exercise. I don't have to
Right.
eat too much, because if I
You
eat too
know,
much, what will happen to me?
and see, I feel for women because guys seem to be able to lose weight easier than gals do. I think the
Yeah,
gals got to work at it a lot harder than the guys do.
because
But
mostly my exercise is dancing.
oh, cool! Dancing's cool.
I do
Do you,
dance a lot of salsa before, but
be, oh
nowadays,
man,
of lockdown,
a friend of mine's. I had a Colombian friend of mine. His sister taught me how to dance merengue and salsa before I met my Peruvian wife, and we just celebrated our 29 years of being together. So that's pretty cool. Our 29th anniversary. Um,
wow.
so yeah, Brett, there's the thing. In case you want to join us, big guy.
Happy anniversary, 29th.
Yeah. Well,
Right.
so let me share my logic with you guys, okay? And just because I have this reason and logic, I do not expect everyone else to agree or I at least it lets you know where I'm coming from, okay? I still believe in a personal God.
Okay.
I just believe this personal God is kind of an unknowable essence. And the only reason we know about him is through people like Abraham, Moses, Jesus, and then all the other major manifestations.
They're just
But,
all models, they're
right,
models.
right, right.
They're not
But if,
really there for you to praise them.
right,
They are there
right,
for you to,
right. Well,
be
to me,
they are
to
there
me,
like in the Bible. They are models.
right. Well, to me, these manifestations are the one that
Hi,
have
Brett.
let us know about this unknowable essence that we call God. But anyways, now there's this one thing I came up with, which has nothing to do with my Catholic background or my Baha'i faith background. I have this one thing that's totally on my own reasoning and logic, and it's the Catholic Church isn't responsible for it, and neither is the Baha'i faith. And that is, I've given up believing in hell and Satan. And I want to say I did this about maybe 2 or 3 years ago. I gave up believing in hell and Satan, but I still believe in a personal God. But part of my reasoning for giving up hell, not believing in Satan and hell anymore, was it didn't coincide with my logic, which is like let's say I wanted people to love me in my neighborhood, and I let loose. Let's say I had trouble with this large tiger, right? And then I decided to throw this dangerous tiger into my neighborhood. Oh wow, someone's cool.
Who's making
That'd be
noise?
scary.
That almost sounds like a
scary.
tiger.
That'd be scary as. That'd be scary as there, Lionel.
That's funny.
Hello,
What is that?
Patrick. With Glazo,
Oh, I'm out. I'm out, guys. I got to go back to work, guys. We'll see you later,
Welcome
guys.
here.
Take care, Patrick.
Catch you later, Lone Wolf,
Oh,
Raquel,
take-
Belle,
take-
everyone out there.
It's
Patrick's
good
here.
noon already. Hi,
I'm-
Patrick. Good noon.
I'm out.
Take-
I'm out, guys. We'll see you later, guys.
take
Have
Hi,
fun.
care.
Adrian. See you later.
Bye, guys. Have fun, guys.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Take care.
Bye, Patrick.
Bye,
See you
everyone.
later, Patrick. Bye-bye.
Bye,
So
Adrian.
So, anyways, I still believe in a personal God. I just don't believe in hell and Satan anymore, and mainly because I thought God could have cast that, or whether it's God or God's angel that casted Satan out of heaven. You would think, since God knows the present, future, and past, you think it would cast something like that, like into the void of space, away from innocence, is what my logic was telling me. You know,
Hi, Patrick TV. Mega love shout out.
and like I said, I'm strictly getting this from my logic side. So I don't know. What do you guys think about that? The fact that I've given up not believing in hell or Satan.
Actually, for me, everything is happening in this world or about Satan or whatever. Everything is been created by God anyway. So, you know,
Right.
it's what's being said in the Bible is everything being created by God. So,
Right.
except that you, as human being, create all the sunglasses, all the material stuff. But
Right.
all in all, everything that has happened in the Bible, that is because
Right.
during
Now,
God was
Right.
coming in this
Right.
world.
I do like what I read in the Baha'i writings as far as when we die, or what do you think happens to us when we die?
Sorry.
What do you think happens to us when we die?
So,
Yeah. What do you think happens to you when you pass away and leave this earth?
actually, what do I think?
Yeah.
I think it's giving me a lot of courage to keep going in life. No
Okay.
matter how hard the situation that I've been through in life, I still have to think that I'm still lucky that I'm still alive. you
Right.
know? Because life is precious.
So what
Wow.
about you? Oh, okay. Sorry.
Mm.
So what about you, Belle? What do you think happens to us when we pass away from the earth?
For me, just do a clean living while you are still alive, and then maybe after our life here in this world, maybe you are going to heaven.
Right. Okay, that's cool. Well, let me tell you the Baha'i version. The Baha'is in the Baha'i writings, it almost compares our soul to like we're growing in our mother's tummy. Like if you were to tell an unborn baby how neat the earth is and how beautiful the sky and the green grass is, and how at nighttime you can see the beautiful stars in the sky, to an unborn baby that would be almost sound like the world's almost too amazing, right? And sometimes when
Yeah.
I think people read in the Bible or read about how beautiful heaven is, it can almost sound like it's too amazing of a place. Well, the Baha'i writing uses the analogy that we're kind of growing in our mother's womb,
Okay.
and stuff like forgiveness, kindness, compassion. Those are like our spiritual arms and limbs. And so when we go into the next world, if we don't develop those, we're almost born handicapped in the next spiritual world. And the other thing I liked, it has another analogy, which is our physical bodies. This right here is nothing more than like a cage, and that our soul is like inside this cage, our physical body. And it uses the analogy of a little tiny bird that's in a cage. And just because the cage disintegrates and goes away, the little bird is still left there to wing its flight, to take its flight. And in the Baha'i writings, it almost refers our souls as a sign of God. But anyways, in this analogy with the bird in the cage, just because the cage goes away and crumbles, uh, it doesn't harm the soul. It still takes its flight and goes to God, and it won't. It'll keep traveling until it reaches God. So, and the other thing I like what the Baha'i writings say about, when we reach God, it says it's a happiness that nothing on earth can compare to it. So, but anyways, I hope the Baha'i writings are right about that our souls, just because our bodies pass away, I really do hope our souls live on and do travel towards God and meets God. And the other thing I hope it's correct about is that it's a joy. That soul will experience a joy that nothing on earth can compare to it. So,
Yeah.
what do
When
you
I
guys
was
think? What do you think of
when I
that
was in
analogy?
when I have what they call this confession with the priest
Uh huh.
during my sad moments,
Mm-hmm.
that time when I was back then, 2003, I had an
Mm-hmm.
experience that was worst ever that I can imagine. And then I did able to have a confession with three priests, but one of the priests that I really talked with, that personally, that he said to me, even if he's a priest, our religion will not save us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's us will save us. It's
Right.
our faith to God. Wherever we are, we should pray that is coming from our heart. What is the use of coming into the church and you're not really praying? You're not your heart, your soul is not there. And
Right.
that's what he said, that wherever you go, you can pray to God directly. And you
Mm-hmm.
can ask forgiveness to him if you've done wrong,
Yeah.
to yourself or to anybody.
Yeah.
And that was the priest told me that
Yeah.
you can only be the one to save yourself, and just make sure that if you pray, pray from your heart.
Right. And I believe that. One of what's funny is one of the sacraments I used to enjoy when I was Catholic was the sacrament of confession. I actually loved going to confession. But here's the wild thing about that. In the Baha'i writings,
Mm.
the Baha'is teach something a little different, that you don't go to a human being, mainly because God wouldn't want you to humiliate yourself in front of another human being. Um, but I didn't realize back then in the old days, not only would you confess to a priest, you would confess to a whole congregation, right? But anyways, this kind of goes against the Baha'i writings as far as confessing to another human being. But basically, they said the main reason they don't believe in that is because God doesn't want you to humiliate yourself in front of another servant or another human being. So, what do you guys think of that?
Um, I think that's more like what you have learned from the Bible,
Mm-hmm.
and what's your pastor? Do you call it pastor or priest?
Mm-hmm.
Um, But for me, I think is I base my situation in life based on my experience.
Yeah, that's cool. That's
Yeah,
cool.
because there's like lots of saying in the Bible that is happening, in which I believe that it's, you know, slowly it's really what has been written in the Bible is already showing right now that he said, oh, this in the future, this going to happen, this going to happen,
Mm-hmm.
which is, and what we need to do is prayer. Yeah.
Yeah.
That
Now,
we,
what I worry about as far as stuff that's in holy books, I worry about beings doing a self-fulfilling prophecy. Meaning, just because they read it, they think that there's nothing that can be done, and humanity's just on this
mm,
straight road. And I mean, the Baha'i writings do talk about this. Uh, as far as there are warnings in the Baha'i writings that talk about two things that'll happen. As far as when humanity realizes it's one and it's one human family, they teach the oneness of religion, the oneness of the human family, and But they said that there's only two ways that the humanity will finally recognize that. And it'll only come by two means. Either humanity will make a conscious decision and will choose to unite with each other and start doing peace and harmony, or things will wax so great our survival will depend on it. And unfortunately, sometimes it seems like society is going in that direction where things have to wax really great before they start treating each other like they're one human family. So, or that's just from my observation, from what I see. But now the other thing I like to do is not only minister to, not only do I like to reach out to people who have faith or believe in God, but I also like to reach out to people who have no belief in God at all. I reach out to those folks too.
Yeah.
And now, since they don't talk about they believe in a higher power, what I do with them is I try to do other spiritual things that they could connect with, that they don't have to necessarily get in touch with the higher power. But I do let them know I believe that I do believe in a higher power called God. So, but you know, I think a lot of it is super personal too. I think that's why I think that's why some of the live streams don't even touch it, because it's such a personal thing. I mean, I'm not always going to touch it on every live stream I come on and do this.
Hi, Birdie Gamer. Hello. Well,
What's up,
in
Bearded
that
Gamer?
way, that's how you interact, and that's how you create a real friends, knowing that are these people have faith or not faith in God. I mean, like at least
Right. Well,
knowing
my
that.
thing is right. Go ahead.
And for me, I've been, if I count on, maybe like 10 people said they don't believe in God, but they do study Bible. And then later on, the more that I talk about my experience, their heart that they don't believe, when they say that they don't believe, but in their heart, the way they expression, the way they interact with other people, I said you have the heart, you have God in your heart and in your soul, and you can't deny it. And later on, they will say, yes, I believe in God. It's just because of my situation. Yes, don't blame your situation with your faith.
Right.
Yeah. So, which is 10 people that I talk with. First they say they don't believe, and then later on they say yes, they believe, and they're thankful that I clear up their mind. I said, come on, you have such experience. Look at my experience in life compared to your experience. My experience worse than your experience, and you can't imagine. And then you say that you don't believe in God because you have this experience. No,
Right.
don't say that. I said like
I'm actually fascinated with people that don't.
Hello, Birdie Gamer and Jin Piang, Wafa.
I'm actually fascinated with people that don't believe exactly like I do. Here, I'll give you an example. Like Buddhism's a good example. I mean, I don't know. I'm not an expert in Buddhism, but I like a lot of Buddhist writings.
Actually, I speak with Buddhist people.
Oh, cool.
I actually, when I was in Thailand, they said that the Buddha, it's a saint. It's not God.
Right.
That's what they said. Yeah,
Well,
and it's the truth because in Chinese, Buddha is a saint.
Well, you know what I love about the Buddhism has almost been talked about. It's almost a spiritual path that almost talks about how like our minds work,
And
or
it's actually,
just
I
from what I
believe
observed.
Buddhism is about making money. And that's why in
Right.
Chinese they have this religion because they love to do business a lot. And that's
Right.
what they become saints with Buddha because they
Yeah.
do a lot of businesses. And Buddha is for making money.
Here's my favorite Buddhist writer, and I love the title of his book. It's called The Energy of Prayer. And he freaked out some Buddhist monks because when you go to his house, he has an altar and he's got one picture of Jesus on his altar, and he's got the other one of Buddha. And I think he wrote a book called The Living Buddha and the Living Christ, What Would Happen If They Met on the Road Together. And um, there are some similar Buddhist principles that are very similar to Christianity. And same thing with the Baha'i faith. There's similar principles that both Buddhists and Christians and also Baha'is would agree upon. And what's funny, even in Judaism, there is we've all heard of the golden rule, right? Well, in a lot of these different faiths or these different religions, they have that golden rule, which is, the do unto others as you'd have them do unto you. Or I think in Judaism, I might be pronouncing it wrong, but by loving your fellow man, it covers the entire law or something like that. I might be paraphrasing it wrong. But anyways, each religion says the golden rule in its own specific scripture, just in a different way. Or and I think in Islam is, no one is a believer until he desires for his brother that which he desires for himself. So all the major religions have that golden rule. But as human beings, we have to decide if we're going to practice it.
Yeah.
So we have to decide if we're going to practice that. I think when people do practice the golden rule, which is, being compassionate with other people, I think you get I don't know what it's about. I can't speak for you guys, but I get an energy. I feel the power of unconditional love, I guess is what I'm saying. Have you guys ever felt that? The power of loving people unconditionally?
Actually,
Hey, Daddy Lone, I'm out now because I'm going to take a bath.
Well, that's important.
enjoy shower, sis. Ako tapos na. Humot na.
Sis Raquel, naog sa ako sis, kay magmaligo sa ako.
Enjoy your bath, Belle.
Manimahon na tang latbi ani.
Ako nakaligo naman ko. When I wake up earlier, I really like it because it's too hot. And
Manimahon tang latbi ani pastilan oy. Ligo sa ta.
maligo kog sayo oy kay init kaayo diri sis.
Woo! Daddy Lone, I have to wash my,
Bisong. The bisong has to wash.
Yeah, I'm going out now, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Enjoy.
Take care, Belle. Thanks for stopping
Bye,
by.
sis Belle.
Yeah.
Ring Piang, guapa.
Love you,
I had
baby
really
sister.
fun.
Shower.
Love you, baby
Okay,
sister.
Daddy Lone, we love you too.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Love you,
Take care.
sis. Bye-bye, sis.
Bless you.
I will stay in the chat. Don't worry, okay?
Okay.
Oh, that's cool, but go wash first. I'm so silly. Daddy Lone
Okay,
wasn't
bye-bye.
silly. Cool. Take care. But
Hello, everyone.
but anyways, what I was gonna say is Raquel, is I really believe there's a spiritual component to us all, no matter where we come from, no matter what our walk of life is around the world. I think human beings do have a spiritual side, and
Wolfman.
and I love to nourish that. And like, what's up, I Patrick? Don't work too hard, I Patrick. Oh, have you got to hear I Patrick sing? He can really sing.
Maghugas ako latbi oy buang.
I saw him sing on. It was earlier in the day. I got to hear him sing.
Host and co-host give something in common now. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
No, I wear sunglasses before I know that you, Daddy Lone Wolf, are also wearing this. I think Deborah or Jane Piang says that.
Cool.
One of them tells me that, oh, Daddy Lone Wolf also is wearing sunglasses. I go, really? I didn't know that. It was just coincidence that I did start wearing sunglasses for my live streaming.
Oh, cool. I actually, I want to say I got it from a YouTuber. His name is Casey Neistat, and he's right though. You when you do a YouTube video, hey there, Hong Kong. I just sent the StreamYard in case you wanted to come up, Hong Kong.
Pat, hello from Hong Kong Explorer. Halika sis, Hong Kong Explorer. I didn't able to come to your live stream, so I play your ads playlist. Then I just keep it running. It's still running anyway.
So any of you who want to come up, you can come up. It's right
Number
there.
8 now out of 36 video of yours. And
So feel free to come up, y'all, if you want to come up.
yeah, guys.
And like I said, I'm not going to do the thing we're doing tonight, talking about spirituality. I'm not always going to do it every time I do a live stream.
Oh, every now and then it's also good to talk about.
Yeah, I just felt like
inspire people that knowing you are you have a religious or you have faith in God, and I'm happy people like this. I mean, like,
oh, she's on the bus.
I mean, the bus guys going to
And
school.
she's going to school.
Are you studying, sis, Hong Kong, or you're teaching? Thanks, sis Raquel. Go playing my video. Yes. Good. Yeah, I'm playing.
So Raquel, I can't remember if it was you or someone else I was hearing in the live stream, or maybe it was Franceschi. I listen to so many people when they go do their live streams. So how would you describe your channel, Raquel?
Actually, mine is just mixed
Okay.
content, because and I have kids with it too sometimes, and I have myself, like what I like for myself, and
Cool.
sometimes I need to consider that I have kids in my channel.
Oh, that's cool.
Sometimes I'm forgetting that like cross over the borders, just like, and I know sometimes it's not really good, and I need to know I'm a mom too, and
Right.
sometimes I become.
Oh, but moms are human beings too.
Yeah, I know.
And then a lot of people can get me wrong at first. Like Andrew, especially because the way I talked in the chat, he's like, man, what is this baby sister thing? And part of the reason is I made it kind of my calling card. So that way, whenever I come in the chat, people automatically know
He knows that you're there.
Daddy Lone Wolf's in the chat. And, but it's also to make people laugh and to relax. And, because I don't know what kind of day everyone's had. I do know I like to make a lot of people laugh a lot because sometimes when they get on YouTube, it's just to get a few minutes away.
It's medicine, yeah.
Yeah, just to get away a little bit.
Me, I really like to go to a live stream that is really funny and enjoyable than being in a live stream that's full of drama.
Yeah, and I've ran into those. I don't stay very long in those. I mean, I stay a little bit because part of the drama captures me a little bit. But then after a while, to me, it gets old hat. Especially if they do the same kind of drama that's old hat, and I go, okay. And then I don't make it a big splash that I'm leaving. They don't even know because there's so much drama going on.
That's why I mix up my content into singing, sometimes dancing.
Yeah.
And I let someone to sing in my panel.
Last live stream I participated in, which was late last night, it was hilarious. We were laughing so hard. We were really talking pretty irreverent, but we were having a ball. We were just laughing our butts off. So,
yeah, I know.
See, a lot of people don't know that about me either. That even though that could be why they may not even know I have a spiritual side because I've said a lot of irreverent things. But sometimes some of the most funniest people in the world do have a spiritual side. But a lot of people don't see it because they're always joking all the time.
Somebody told me before that they said that, oh, you are like they are psychic. He's even teaching to psychic people in Holland, and he said, oh, you are like us. I said, like what? He told me that, oh, you should know about your power. I said, what are you talking about? I'm a normal person. Like, what power are you talking about?
Someone thought you were psychic?
That's what he said, that I'm one of them, And I said, he said that, oh, you should know your power being a psychic. So
I
sometimes
bet.
I can see that in my
Mhm.
dreams that is being
Mhm.
true. It's happening, And I don't want, sometimes I don't want to talk about it because
Right.
it's really happening. And sometimes my dreams tells me, warn me that if this gonna be happening. And yeah, sometimes it's really worries me about my dreams.
Right. And it's funny you mentioned that. In the Baha'i faith, they try to tell us not to cultivate that. So there are people that really have that.
Yeah.
Now, they didn't go into depth why someone shouldn't cultivate that. They didn't go into very big depth about that.
Mm.
Um, um, I would think there's kind of a responsibility, especially if you really started getting. Um, I don't know. I'm so focused on trying to just be present in life. And what I mean by that is if I'm enjoying a piece of food, real instead of woofing it down too quick and not even really tasting your food. Uh,
Mm.
but sometimes I have to really be mindful about it because if I'm not, I can possibly woof some food down and not really taste it. And then, and I actually got that idea more from, and that's the cool thing about reading a lot about different faiths. Because even the Dalai Lama says someone doesn't have to become Buddhist to necessarily practice the thing called being present. And the other thing I notice people do, and I'm guilty of this too, when I come home, sometimes I turn on the TV and veg out a little bit just to relax. But then after a while, sometimes that gets to be old hat, and I go take a walk outside, and I'm hearing the birds sing, and I'm going, wow, this is nice, and I'm just uh,
Mm.
and I like going on hikes too, so that's kind of cool.
Yeah, me,
But
I observe the sounds from the natures is really relaxing.
mhm.
Especially when you go to the beach, the
Oh, the
waves,
ocean, right? Yeah,
the blowing wind, really like
yeah,
it touches your skin, which is really like, than hearing all the noise from the city.
yeah. I have a funny story to tell you. When I first jumped in the ocean as an adult, I was 23 years old.
Mm.
Now, when I was in grade school, my dad was in the military, and I don't remember this because I was too small because I was literally in kindergarten. But I guess he was teaching us how to swim, and he would throw us out into the ocean. And I guess we'd get tired of swallowing salt water and we'd start to swim. But, anyways, I don't remember that. But as an adult, when I got to go to Peru for the first time, I got to stay there a whole month. And we drove by this, uh, we went to a place called San Bertolo, which is in Spanish, they call it a playa. So we went to this beach, and I was wearing jean shorts. And all of a sudden, I asked my brother in law, Pedro, to pull over. And he goes, "What is it? What is it?" And my wife was in the car with us. I said, "Hey, can I go run and jump in the ocean?" And they both started laughing because I had my jean shorts on. And
Oh,
I guess. So I take all the stuff out of my jean shorts and I go
mm.
running and I
Like a
jump in
kid,
the
yeah.
ocean and I start swimming in the ocean just for a little bit because I knew they were waiting on me. So I
Mm-hmm.
do a little quick swim and I come out of the ocean.
And you feel
And you
better.
got to understand, this is the first time I experienced the ocean as an adult, right? And all of a sudden, I scream at both of them, going, "Oh my God, I can taste the salt on my lips. This is so cool. This is really cool." And I just thought that was funny that I had that reaction, as an adult experiencing the ocean for the first time.
22 years old, yeah.
Yeah, well, I was 23 when that happened. And I was, anyways, it made me realize why the people that live in these seashore areas that are so in love with the ocean and
Oh,
swimming and surfing, it had me totally understand where they're coming from.
I actually half of my life before when I was little girl, since when I was 3 years old, when I learned how to swim alone.
Yeah, I
Nobody teach
love.
me how to swim. I teach myself alone. I go
Yeah,
swim. I almost drowned at first because it was so deep water, and
right,
then lucky somebody saved me.
yeah,
My cousin saved me,
right.
and still I come back like afterwards, and it's like, and then
Now
I
the
see
o-
snakes,
now
sea
the
snakes.
ocean
I want
did.
to see snakes.
Yeah, the ocean did scare me one time. I was swimming, and this huge wave crashed over my head. And then I didn't realize I got stuck in a thing called kind of like a toe, and it was spinning me like this, right? All of a sudden, I did not realize which way was up or down, right? So
Oh.
it's spinning me like this. And what I did is I go, okay, I'm going to relax my whole body, and I'm just going to see if my body will stop spinning. Sure enough, the toe had stopped, and I stopped spinning. And once I stopped spinning, all of a sudden, I knew which way was up. But anyways, it gave me a respect for the ocean, or made me more careful when I got out there and swam in the ocean. It's just, but I love the ocean. And what's so funny is, do you have a thing in the Philippines called ceviche?
Ceviche.
Or do you have any dish called ceviche in the Philippines?
I don't know.
Anyways, in Peru, there's this seafood dish called ceviche. And it's a mixture of fish, octopus, what else? Just a variety of seafood, right?
Okay. Like
And
adobo seafoods.
But here's the wild thing about it. I was heard that it's only simmered in lemon and lime sauce. They don't say the word cooked. They just say simmered, right?
Yeah.
So when I heard that, I was like, ooh, I don't know. I don't think I'll try that. So after swimming all day in the beach, we oh, she's scared of the water.
Ocean rivers were
Oh,
drowned 2 times, so I never tried to swim. Oh, really? Me, I got my resurrection.
but
I'm still lucky.
So anyways, we swam all day at
You
the
should
beach,
not be scared being drowned.
and after swimming at the beach all day, we stopped by this restaurant. And I had already told my wife I wasn't even going to try it because I heard it was lemon and lime sauce. So I ordered the safest thing I could order, which was this large fritter sandwich, right?
Red, you took a swimming lesson? That's good, Red. Me, I never go swimming lesson. I learned how to swim myself alone. Nobody teach me how to do it.
So I ordered this large fritter sandwich, which I thought was the safest thing I could order. It was a fritter sandwich about that large with a little bun on it and fries, right? Well, my mother-in-law's and wife's ceviche came out, and I looked at the ceviche, and it almost kind of looked cooked. But I knew it was still only lemon, so I decided to try a little bit of my wife. Ended up loving it. I ate half of my wife's and part of my mother-in-law's ceviche. But it's really good. But I'm thinking the only people who would really like it is the people who like eating seafood.
Where's your wife from in Philippines?
My wife is actually from Lima, Peru, South America. And she's a mixture of, she's Peruvian, Japanese, Spanish, and Italian.
Oh, okay.
So she's got quite a mixture going on there.
So she's American as well, not Filipino.
Oh, no, she's Peruvian.
Sorry?
I mean, she's Peruvian.
Good.
Are you familiar where Peru's at in South America?
No.
Okay. Well, anyways, she's from South America, and the country she's from is Peru.
Okay.
Hey, what's up, Osho?
Hi, the Osho. Good afternoon. Kumusta?
I'm going to drop this link again just to see
Deborah,
if
alright. Come on, guys. Brett Glazo, come here. Come up in the panel. Share your experience, Brett. Your experience when you are in the ocean.
There you go. Anyone who wants to come up can come up.
Come on, Sis Deborah. Halika, Sis Deborah. Sis Deborah, do you know how to swim?
Come on up, Brett. Yeah, Deborah, do you have any ocean stories? Osho, I know he's from Australia. Does the Osho have any ocean stories?
Yeah, you share your ocean stories, guys. You know, I really love diving. I was diving that time when I had my
cool. Oh,
because
wow.
I left my guide. You know, I'm not a professional diver. I just go for freelancing diving. And
so did you do the whole snorkeling and everything?
Yes.
Oh, cool.
Snorkeling and diving.
See, I did a little bit of the snorkeling, but not the thing where you got the tank and the whole...
I got the tank. And you know, when that time when I was like my oxygen couldn't take it and I got blackout,
You
then
blacked out?
they're trying to find me for more than an hour, like one and a
Oh,
half hour,
right.
and then they tried to hook me like a fish.
Oh
All
my God.
and lucky that time there are lots of divers, so they're still able to find me,
Hello.
Hey,
and they
Brett.
have to
Hi.
count to half hour before my life backs again.
Wow.
So it's like two hours. So
Hi, Raquel.
hi, Brett.
Hey, Brett, do you have any ocean stories where you went and swam
No,
in the ocean?
well, I've only waded in the ocean like I think it was once or twice when I was a kid, but I've swam in lakes a lot when I was a kid. I've swam in rivers before too.
Hey,
But
Hong Kong,
like
feel free to
rivers are
come
one
up.
thing because here's I'll tell you about an ocean. The ocean adds waves and the tide comes into the shore. You know, like it comes in and goes up the shore and then goes back out. Rivers are a thing because have you ever been in a river? Rivers flow one direction, and then
Yeah.
Oh,
and then
that's right.
like when you're in a river too, you have to if you can't stand in it, you have to swim up. You have to swim across. If you're trying to get back to the shore, trying to get out across the river, you have to swim against like sideways against the current.
Yeah.
And then like I've been in rivers. My best friend's mom and dad live on a river in Oregon. It's a town. It's a really small town called Leeburg, and they live by a river. And sometimes it's shallow enough. It's like, but you don't usually go in at that time. Like when the river's low, which you don't usually go in there then because the water's too dang. Well, the water's cold all the time, but the water's cold. But sometimes you can walk across it, but when the river's high, you can't. So you can only go out maybe sometimes about 10 feet, 12 feet from the bank, and then it gets too deep to swim on it. But I've been in rivers a lot, and they're different because usually rivers are freezing cold most of the time. Like any
Actually, when we are little, my mom's land, we used to have a house right in the middle of the mountain, and next to it is the river, and overlooking is the ocean. So it's just like 5 minutes away from the ocean, and it's just like 2 minutes. It's just beside the river, our house before. So I grew
okay.
up in mountain, ocean, river, surrounded by those natures, in the
Yeah.
province.
So
Well, I
have
used to
you
go to
ever?
a lake a lot too when I was a kid. My dad had some boats.
So
A
Raquel,
ski-
have you ever gone camping?
Yeah, we do a lot of that with my friends. It's
What
like
about?
for us, camping is just like for fun.
Oops, hold on, I need to.
We do a lot of camping, go with friends. We do like, you know,
I was watching this one video where this Filipino went. As a whole family, they did it for about a week.
mm,
The most I camped was maybe a couple days, but they really took it to the next level. They did it for a whole week. And it looks like they packed a bunch of groceries and food, and some of
mm.
them set out on the river and go to an island and camp, and
Yeah, we
it's
go.
kind of wild.
Me and my family, we do a lot of like overnight stay in the island and Virgin Island. There's no that island that we have. We call it Canigao Island. There was no stores, no place to stay. So we have to carry our own stuff, food, drinks. So it was quite fun. I mean, and especially during like full moon, it's really good. It's really good to stay next to
That's cool.
like it's
I've
a
been in a
Virgin
bunch of lakes before. Yeah,
overnight.
my dad had a boat. Well, he's had like 5 boats in his lifetime, but
Mhm.
he had a boat that was 19 and a half foot sea store. But I remember when we were kids, we used to go to, well, this is a funny story. Not really funny, but my principal lived on a lake when I was in elementary school. So like when my dad bought the boat, he bought it when I was like 11 years old. Well, then my principal was my principal only until the middle of my um, sixth grade year of school. So then he went and became the principal of the middle school that I ended up going to. But what the deal was is he lived out on this lake called Lake Sawyer, which is out probably from where I'm now, probably about 40-minute drive from where I'm now. And then we used to go out there on my dad's boat. And I remember we used to go out there and we used to go like tubing and stuff. And then I remember like we used to swim all the time. We used to go out there like in the summer, like a few days a week. And we used to like jump off his dock and go swimming all the time. It was pretty fun. And then like I remember one time someone tried to see how far they could swim out, but then they had to do it like later at night, because if you swim far out in the middle of that part of the lake, there's boats out there, of course, so you can't do it. But you could do it like early in the morning when there's hardly any boats out there or whatever. But there's people that used to swim across that lake right there. It was probably a good 300 yards probably.
Wow.
Yeah, people used to see so they could swim across it. But that lake was cool because my my principal's house is, I think he still lives there, because he's probably like in his like early 60s or probably late 50s, early 60s now. He probably still lives there. And he remember going to his house. We used to go there during the 4th of July. And that was fun, man. I would see some of my teachers there. Like literally the teacher I ended up having in like 8th grade history. I used to hang out with that guy before he was ever my teacher. And then Mr. Henry, they called him Super Mario. He was one of the coolest kids. Super Mario, yeah. He had a beer belly like Super Mario. And he had the mustache. And he looked like Super Mario from the video games. And then that guy was cool because he was an expert bagpipe player. He played in like parades and stuff. And so I remember one year they're having the 4th of July, and what you could do is you could decorate your boat or put your boat in the parade. So they have a little parade that lasted probably like an hour long. They'd get like a bunch of boats, and people would decorate them with like red, white, and blue and all this stuff. Well, one time, remember that teacher was in the parade, and he played bagpipes on one of the boats. He was going around playing like bagpipes, and then he would always, every 4th of July, he'd always bust out the bagpipes and play a tune for the people at my principal's 4th of July party. So my principal was there. Like half the people I knew from my elementary school, they were like teachers and like people that worked in the office in my elementary school. So I was hanging out with my awesome ass teachers. They were cool. And the one guy was Mr. Saville. He was a music teacher, and he played acoustic guitar. So I remember we'd go out there, and then like at night he'd start playing acoustic guitar.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's like I hung around with my teachers outside, and then my principal still lives there. I haven't talked to him in years though, just because we got older, and then he had stuff going on, and then but he probably still lives there. Yeah, he probably still lives there. My principal, and he had a hot tub on his property. He had a tennis court in his backyard.
Yeah, one of my daughter's friends, their family had a boat, and they loved going out boating, and they also did the jet
I miss
skiing
boats.
thing.
We used
Boats
to
are
have
fun.
fishing boats
They're a
when
lot
I
of
was
money
a little girl. Because my mom, she was working before as a cook in Hong Kong, and we used to have a fishing boats, and we have my father, my brother, they used to fishing at night. So every morning
wow.
we have fresh seafoods, like you can't imagine. We have everything what we wanted, like for free. But yeah, of course, when you go fishing, you have to pay for the gasoline, and then you earn money, you still have free food.
Now, would you grill your fish or fry it?
Oh,
How would you do your fish?
we cook it different.
Oh, okay. Would you grill it or would you fry it?
Grill with soup like tinola.
Ooh, that sounds good.
We call it steam, like the steam, like we have this. We call it plapla or something.
Yeah. One of the places in Peru we got to go to was a place called Pimentel. And while you're eating at the seafood place, you can see the fishermen bring in more fresh seafood from the ocean. It was pretty cool. And they had this thing called ice lemonade. So it was really, really good. And we're eating this fresh seafood. And
we also have like the raw fish, like quinila. We call it quinila. We put some spices on it, chili, like tomato, onion, and vinegar, some pepper, and some
So if I wanted to have like a popular steak dish, what Filipino dish would I ask for if I wanted to have steak?
Steak for?
Well, like if I was going to have steak in my meal, is there a Filipino favorite way to do steak?
Yes, we have a different way to cook a steak. But then nowadays, because we're influenced with Americans and so on, so most of us know how to cook steak.
Cool.
Yeah. They know how to barbecue probably, but they probably barbecue. They barbecue like over
They
A
have a
fire,
pulled.
probably most of the
I
time.
think I heard someone mention about a pulled pork sandwich or pulled pork.
We are influenced with lots
Yeah.
more like Spanish, Americans nowadays, mix up with Japanese.
You know
and
something about
so
that?
like
You
me,
were talking
my
about
favorite food is Japanese food.
Hey,
you were talking
Jamie.
about like raw fish, because I work at IKEA and I learned about like lox, which is thinly sliced salmon, and then all they do is it's not cooked. They just marinate it in something for a
Oh,
while.
And
then
where's this at?
you can get it anywhere that sells lox. Just look up LOX salmon,
Wow.
lox
Okay.
salmon, and what it is there's like celebrities that talk about it, because like Joey Diaz, I was watching one of his podcasts, he was talking about lox, and I know what that is. He's talking on his podcast, and what it is, a lot of people take a piece of lox, it's marinated, and they take a bagel and they put cream cheese on both sides and they stick it in between it and they eat it. But lox is non-cooked salmon. What it is, it's just marinated. And there's another type of salmon that's
I love
smoked.
salmon. Salmon
It's
is the
called
best fish.
it's called I can't remember what it's called, but it's you take like any type of salmon, salmon fillets, a chunk of salmon, like salmon steaks, and you
Salmon steak.
smoke it at a low temperature, and it's called cold smoking is what it is. And it doesn't actually cook it. It just infuses the smoke flavor into it and cures the meat. So what it does, it's like almost like it's like raw. It's like the texture of raw salmon, but it's cured like bacon is.
Wow.
So what I mean, so you take bacon's raw, and you get bacon that's cured. You can get salmon that's cured too by cold smoking it. It infuses the smoke flavor into it, but it's raw. So when you cut it, it's almost like ceviche. It's raw, but ceviche is where you put like lemon or lime in it and let it sit for a while, and it kind of like cooks it, but it doesn't really cook it. It's still raw.
Hi, Jamie.
Hi, Shardy. Hi, Harvey.
Harvey, you want to come up here, share your experience about ocean?
And then I know about, like, my dad had 2 boats when I was older. He had a 24-foot boat for like
Hi,
a while.
Sean.
And then last year he got rid of his 32-foot boat. But I can tell you all about how to use traps and how to catch crab and how to catch shrimp. That's what I would do with my dad when he was on the boat.
So does
Yeah,
shrimp
and
sound
you go out and catch them. And then they're little like the crab or buggers. You got to be careful. You got to like a crab. You got to pick it up by like if you're looking at the back of it, and like a Dungeness crab has a bunch of legs, and then you're looking at holding it up like this, has the big long pinchers that come out, and then it has the legs that go in the back too. You got to grab it in the middle by the back to grab it out. So if you try to grab it from the top or like the side, it could pinch you, and it hurts. It like grabs you and like grabs your grabs your skin and like pulls on your skin. It hurts.
But
I've
still
had it happen
cool.
a couple of times. I'm like, you learn really quick on how to grab one.
I Patrick
They're
get
like
excited to
squirming
show
around.
yourself, Brett. I
Yeah.
Patrick TV get excited. Hi, hello, Brett. He comes up
You
and
got
says
a little
hello.
too excited.
People get excited when they see Brett because
Yeah,
Brett always hide
Oh,
himself.
that's
Yeah.
right. Brett
He has a
doesn't
man
always-
crush on me, I
yeah.
think, Hi Patrick.
That's so funny.
Good to see you, Brett. Oh, yeah.
No, thank you, Hi Patrick. I've shown my face before on your stream, Patrick. I said hi. Like showed myself
Hello,
for like a few seconds. Said hi.
Jane.
People
I
do.
I'm like this before and go hi.
Yeah,
And then
people
close
get
it.
excited when you do that, Brad. That's cool.
And then yeah, I've kept shrimp. Shrimp are the funny things. So the shrimp we had like a spike on their one of these kids had a spike on their head, and then the smaller ones, you didn't want to keep many of the smaller ones would fall out of the trap. And they fall to the sides when you're reeling the trap up to put it over the side of the boat to bring it in. And the shrimp swim backwards. Have you ever seen them?
Hey guys, feel free to come up if you want to come up. It's right
The shrimp
there.
go like this. Their heads here, and they go. Their heads their heads up here, and they go like this in the water.
Wow.
That's why their tail curls like that, because they curl it up and then kick it out to swim backwards. And they don't swim very fast, maybe like 5 miles an hour or something, but they swim. And the shrimp we had, literally they had like a spike, like a length of my finger on their head, and if you grabbed them wrong, it like stab you like a sewing needle.
Yeah, I love that shrimp and lobster stuff.
Yeah, and then speaking of that, I was talking to Judy Fisher on Messenger the other day, and she was talking about making lobster thermidor. If you know what that is.
Oh, what's that again? Say that again.
Lobster thermidor. I was talking to Judy Fisher about. We're talking about food. We got into seafood, and then I was talking to her probably for like 20 minutes, half hour on Messenger, and she said she makes like she wanted to make lobster thermidor.
Wow.
Lobster.
You know what that is?
It's
like where you take the body of the lobster and you like butterfly it open. It's like this when you butterfly it open,
Right.
and then you take all the lobster meat out, and then you mix it up with like all this other like ingredients, and then you put it back in the lobster and then serve it.
Oh man,
Some
I think
it looks really good.
lemon.
I think I've seen.
Yeah,
I think Brett. I think I've seen high-end restaurants make do that to lobster.
yeah, it's got a weird name, thermidor. I don't know what that means, but
I don't either.
we started talking about shrimp.
What's good with
pizza.
lobster to cook is just steam it, and then you'll have all the sauce like soy sauce, vinegar, more spices on it, and then calamansi, and then chili. Oh,
Yeah, lobster's expensive even here though. Lobster's expensive. Just like a lot of seafood, like a lot of our local seafood we get, because we get like lingcod, halibut, cod,
a lot of lobster
trout,
before
salmon.
fishing boats before.
Yeah, because I don't know if you know, you can just Google Seattle's like fishing history and find out all about like the boats. Some of the boats that are on Deadliest Catch, like the Northwestern and the Time Bandit, and then there's like some other ones that are actually featured on the show. Deadliest Catch are moored in Seattle. You can actually go down and look at the Northwestern. They let you take tours of it once in a while.
There's your baby. She's hollering at you.
Yeah. Pretty good. I love you, Deborah. But I'm pretty good.
I love you, and how are you?
I'm talking to my sister.
And Deborah Oran.
My sister Raquel and my brother.
Sharing his experience.
McQuaid. Yeah, and I know good about fishing because I know how to I can tell you how to bait. If
They
you ever
used
take like
to have,
a
how
shrimp
many
pot
boats
or
Brett? How many boats?
how many bros?
Boats.
No, she said boats.
Boats.
How many boats?
How many boats did I have?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, my dad, I didn't have any, but my dad had, before I was born, if you want to go back to history, my dad had a 16-foot boat with like a 70 horsepower outboard before I was born. And then he had, when I was a kid, we used to go trout fishing because he had a 12-foot, I think it was a 12-foot Sorensen with a 5 horsepower Honda, because I still remember that boat. It was like brown and it was fiberglass, had a little Honda on it. And then I remember driving that around when I was like 10 years old, cruising around the lake, driving it around. And then after that, my dad had a 19.5-foot Sea Swirl cuddy cabin, they called it. It had like a small cabin in the front where you could sleep 2 people. Had a porta potty, and then that's it. And then after that, my dad was probably like a year, like when my dad got a year before my dad got married. I think it was a year or 2 before my dad got married. He had to my stepmom. He had a 24-foot 99 Bayliner that had a 350 in it and had like a little kicker motor on the side, like a 9 horsepower kicker motor. And then the last boat he had that he sold in March was a 32-foot 3288. I think it was like a 91 or 92 Bayliner. It had a 12-foot cabin in the inside and big enough to sleep 5 people. If you had 2 people on the king size bed down below, 2 people on the bed in the front. And then
also, that is not really like a small boat. That is a yacht. Yeah.
It's kind of like a 32 boat's pretty big. Yeah, it's like, and then the inside was 12 foot long from the door to get into the cabin to the front was 12 foot long, and then it had I think it had a 3-burner stove in it.
Yeah, that's expensive stuff.
And then it had a small little refrigerator in it.
We just have like maybe 3 boats, like fishing boats, just
Yeah, and then my dad, and that bigger boat had 250 horsepower Volvo diesels in it, and then it had like, well, I know a lot about boats. It had you walk downstairs and then you turn right, or like about a couple feet after you come into the boat, and it had a king size bed, and then you walk to the dining room table, which the couch or like the seating area for the dining table was like a U shape, so you could sit about 5 people there, and then that turned into a bed, so you could sleep one there, and then the front one, most boats in the front have like a triangle shaped bed, so if you slept with your feet down, you could sleep 2 people on that front side bed. But then it had a small sink in it that's probably about a foot by a foot, probably like a square sink, and then it
I wish.
had a 3-burner stove. Then on top of that boat, it had a what do they call that? A fly deck is what they call it, where you could steer it from the top, and it had like bench seating up top, so you could sit outside in the summer. But when we ever went in May, it was usually the weather was iffy. Like you'd go out there sometimes and it'd be like 70 degrees, and other times you go out there and it'd be like in the 50s and like windy, kind of windy. So, but yeah, it was fun. But boating's a lot of work. Like boating
Oh,
is
it
where
sure is.
you have to unhook the boat, then you got to go out, and you got to get in it, and then you got to drive it to where you want to fish, and then you got to fish, and then however the
I
complicated
like
the fish
paddling
handling.
boat, like more like paddling boat. Excited with my cousins before. We're like running into the ocean naked.
Naked.
Oh yeah. We don't have malice before until when I was 12 years old. Since when I was a little girl, even when I no 13, still naked.
Mhm.
And no malice.
Wow.
We were like naked, go to the ocean naked.
Wow.
Because we don't want our clothes to be wet. Because when we come back home, then our parents are like, "What? Where have you been?"
Oh, yeah, because you'd have
You
to
know,
explain.
they don't.
Wow. Oh, okay.
That's why we don't have
Yeah.
to wear. Let's go jump into
Oh,
Well,
the
how old were
ocean.
you though?
She said
How
pretty
old?
young.
I'm 18, Brett, 18.
That's not that young to be naked running in the ocean.
No, that was when I was, I know, when I was little girl.
Oh,
And
so
back
you
then,
still
13
jumped in
years
the ocean
old,
when
then
you're
my
18?
mom, when she's back in Hong Kong, she said, "You don't go out to the ocean naked because you're getting, you're getting have menstruation already, and you're not going to be naked in the ocean anymore." So like, oh
Oh,
really? And I
well,
don't
that
think honest or
might be
think
a
bad
bad thing.
about
Yeah, just thinking about if a woman has her period when she's naked in the ocean, she might attract sharks.
it.
Serious,
My mom was
because sharks go for blood, right?
looking after me when I
Supposedly,
was
yeah.
when I
Yeah.
reached 13 years old. She's looking after me because she knows I got my menstruation.
Yeah, they call it like there's a name for that period too. They call it like Shark Week or something.
But I was really, really brown before. I was very brown skin. I like chocolate skin because
Because
I
you went
stay a
outside all
lot
the
in the
time, yeah.
ocean. Like
Because you're every day at
I
the
only
ocean.
come home maybe when it's like dark already. I
Or
don't
when it was
stay. I
when it
don't
was
leave
dinner time.
ocean. I don't leave
Dinner
ocean.
time. Your mom probably was like, "Come home, it's dinner time." But then again, you couldn't. Back then, those days, if you're far from away, you probably couldn't. Like, there was no cell phones. Maybe you might have had cell phones
No
back then.
cell phone. No,
No, no
nothing.
cell phone. So she'd have to you use the megaphone probably and go, "Hey, come home." You know, the electric megaphone. Or she would have to use the like plastic megaphone and just scream really loud, and you'd come home.
I only got my first phone when 2000.
Oh, cool.
That is
Yeah.
Nokia 6010.
Oh yeah, 6010. I remember those a little bit. I had my first phone was a
That
what was
was
it?
my first phone.
Okay, what was my first one? It was like a LG VX8300. It was when LG was the first company to where you could
There was
watch
no,
those short
there was
video
no
clips.
touchscreen that time yet. There was no
Yeah,
touchscreen.
and my phone, this phone was the hot phone at the time. You know what the hot setup was? 2 speakers on the phone for audio. You know, if you wanted to listen to music, and then you could add called Vcast on, and you could upload short little video clips and watch them. That was before they had YouTube and all that stuff on your phone. This was back in like 2001. So you could like download short little video clips to your phone, and then we'll rewatch them, or you could upload them through like the Vcast store. But it was cool though. It was a hot phone, and some guy. It was in my apartment, so it got wet. But when the fire happened, but some guy goes, well, like a couple years before, he goes, "Man, hold on to this thing." He goes,
Yeah.
"This thing's a classic, and it's one of the most durable phones ever made." I'm like, "Really?" And he goes, "Yeah." And my brother goes, "Yeah, I had this phone when I was working construction years ago, and I was up on a scaffolding like 3 feet high. Dropped the phone on the ground. The back case came off. The battery flew out." And then he goes, I went down off the scaffolding, put the battery back on, the back on, and then turned it back on, and the phone worked. And it fell like 3 stories to the ground. It was a good phone, but now it's really outdated, of course, because of the technology. But you can't even use those phones anymore. I don't think, because it's
I
not even
have
on the right
still my
network.
Nokia 3210.
Yeah, and those ones you
I
can't
still
use
have
those
it.
ones either on
It's
any
color.
network anymore either. I don't think.
It does helps a lot to communicate with you.
Mhm.
And I still
Well,
have the Nokia
mhm.
3210.
Oh, you do?
And my daughter, she's trying to play with it. She's like, no, don't do anything with it because that's my memories.
Oh, your memory, yeah.
You
But
know.
but speaking of like when people would be out playing outside, like when I was a kid, they'd be out playing outside with my friends. They lived down the street, and his mom and dad would be like around probably around 5 o'clock, and like after school, we come over after school and then we go outside and play, like ride our bikes on. And we'd be like maybe a block, 2 blocks down the road, and she would ring a dinner bell. If you know what those are, they're like a triangle. They have a little like string with a metal rod connected to it, and then it hangs like on your porch or your patio, and then you hit the triangle and you go inside and like rattle the thing around the triangle on the inside, and ring people to come for dinner. So you go, it's dinner time, and my friend's mom would ring this thing like probably about for like 10
Hi,
seconds, and then
John Hoover.
I on to you, and then it's my friend would be like, I need to get back home, it's dinner time. Or sometimes you'd say, screw it, I'm out playing, and then you'd be late for dinner. Remember that? And then sometimes mom would get mad because he was late for dinner, and then that would be a big no no. remember my friend Sean was his name. He used to get bust, like his mom and dad would get mad because he'd come home late for dinner and the dinner would be cold. When I was like first, second, third, fourth grade,
Which
when we
food?
used to
I
play.
can't cook the food because I'm always the one cooking the rice.
Uh, so you're
But
so
then when I cook, I have to cook more because I bring some with me for my friends. We eat
uh,
out in the next to the ocean, and then they bring some fresh seafoods like and banana, like we call it saba banana. They cook it too, and some salted fish. Oh wow, and dried fish. So yummy. It's exciting to have those, but nowadays it's hard to get those stuff because
mhm,
in here where I live, it's it's
mhm.
too expensive to have salted fish. We normally have the fish plant fish like
Yeah,
milkfish
yeah,
and tilapia. So
mhm.
I miss the life when I was in the province and later. Always fresh food or fresh
Mhm.
seafood.
Oh man, there's nothing like fresh seafood.
Mm.
Yeah, because the last time I had like super fresh seafoods when I was with my best friend's dad. I went down there like probably 4 years ago to visit him, and then my best friend goes, "Hey, you want to get up like early in the morning and go fishing?" So I got up at like 7 in the morning. Well, his son used to live up the road, but now he doesn't. But his son lives up the road about 4 miles, and what it is the river they live
Fish
on
on.
about a mile and a half, 2 miles up the road. There's a dam right there, so
Jamie is difficult to find. No, you
yeah.
can search Sharky Boy. See
Yeah,
Songbong
and then
Explorer.
there's no current where the dam is.
You need to
So
search
then,
Sharky
yeah,
Boy.
sure, Shardy Boy, come up
It will not come up
SHARTBOY,
with Jamie.
and then it'll
Only
come up with
Sharky
Jamie.
Boy.
And then what it is though is we went up the river one time, and then we went down. The house my best friend's brother used to live in up there we had a steep backyard, so we had to like kind of scoot our ass down the backyard. We went down there, and then we were only down there maybe for a half an hour. My best friend's dad caught 5 fish, 5 trout, bring them back down to my best friend's mom and dad's house, and then within like an hour we had them cooked. So the whole trip we were probably like an hour and a half from when we went up to my best friend's brother's house, came back down, and then cooked them. They're already cooked in an hour and a half. Apples. But yeah, so that's the most fresh fish I've had, and then what
See
I can tell you.
my shoulder. I need to work it out. It's really
Uh,
like a boxer. I box bread.
okay, I'll let you win because I don't want to hit a woman.
My shoulder. I need to work it out.
You know what you could do? I could put on one of those sparring vests like they do and let you hit me.
Sorry.
They put those the trainers put the mitts on, and they put one of those padded vests on, and they allow the boxer to hit them to
Ah.
train. The sparring mitts. They take the mitts, they move them around, and they have the boxer hit them. So it trains them how to
Hi,
how to punch.
Jamie, my loves. Hello.
Hey, Tweenie, if you want,
Hi,
you can come
Tweenie.
up. Or anybody who wants to, they can come up.
But yeah, so like seafood, yeah, and I know a trick. Like if you take a salmon or like any fish, well, you don't usually do a salmon, but if you take a smaller fish like a trout or like a bass, what you do is when you're cleaning it, you just cut it like normal. You cut the underbelly, of the fish, and then you dig out all the guts, and then you cut the head open too, so you can get all the guts. Well, then you chop the head off. And if you leave the fish most of the way whole, like 3/4 of the fish,
Always
and then
ending with a weighing
yeah,
scale, bro.
Cool.
yeah,
She's so cute. That's pretty funny.
I weigh myself, but never go. It
um,
always the same. Like maybe I lose 1 kilo, and then when I eat, it adds on again another 1 kilo. What the fuck?
but then what you do is you take the trout that has no head on it, or like any smaller fish. You're gonna just do like a size of fish for one person. What you do, how you have the fish like here, the trout's like this long. You cut
Oh,
the head
cool.
off, but you leave like the tail on it. And what you
Mm-hmm.
do is you cook it like that. And what you do is you take the tail, it's on your plate, you bend it down a little bit, and then you feel right there for the bones, and you go like that, and you can pull it slowly enough. You can pull like 95% of the bones out, and then the whole like vertebrae of the fish comes out, and then you got like 999 at least 95% of the bones out.
Got a nice little fillet of fish there.
Yeah, nice little. And one like trout that's probably about 8 or 9 inches long is good for like one person for like one meal. If you of course, if you have like a side with it, for if you're gonna have dinner, you have like one side with like a side of vegetable or something. It's good for one person.
Hey, Jay's Journey, if you
Hi,
want, you
Jay.
can come up anytime, big guy.
But I know how to cook a lot of fish, like salmon, and the best way I know I like it is smoked, like any fish smoked on like any type of smoker. But I like the pellet grills best because they're simple to cook on. You just gotta you just turn them on and let breathe the temperature you want. And you just put the fish in there and just leave it. You don't have to monitor the wood or nothing.
Man, that
Or
sounds so
monitor the
good.
flame because it has a
Yeah,
controlled flame in it.
you grill it like in 10 minutes, and it is ready to eat.
Yeah, I have a channel.
Overcooked salmon, salmon.
I have a video on
is
I have a video on
it's
my
perfect to eat
channel.
it when it's raw.
Yeah.
I love sushi salmon.
Yeah, I have a video on my channel where it shows me in the process of cooking salmon on my brother's Green Mountain. That one where the salmon's on that grill, it's my brother's Green Mountain pellet grill. And then it cooks everything like amazing. The salmon came out good. Probably wasn't the best like salmon because it was fresh, but it wasn't like the best. It was wild caught. It wasn't fresh. It was wild caught, previously frozen, but it wasn't probably the best quality fish.
Not the best.
Probably not. I got it at Walmart.
It's good to have a salmon when you eat it with rice and mango.
Yeah.
Rice
Another
mango.
thing that's good with salmon is what's called a hollandaise sauce. And all a hollandaise sauce is butter, eggs, and lemon juice.
Yeah.
And Lone Wolf probably knows what it is. It's that yellow sauce they put on like
That sounds so
vegetables
good.
and seafood sometimes. What you do is you just make your salmon however you want to cook. You could poach it. You could grill it. You could
I'm in Havana.
put it in the oven. You could steam it.
Party, and I always have salmon with mango and rice.
Mhm.
The rice
And then-
have a octopus sauce.
And what you do is
That
And
sounds
then
like
the
a-
good.
sauce that we're talking about, the lemon with.
hi RS.
Hey, RS, if you want, you
Butter
come on
and-
up, RS.
Hi, RS. Beshi, come here. Come up here.
And then
Come on up here,
a hollandaise
Beshi.
sauce. You just cook the salmon the way you cook it, and then you just make the sauce and you just drizzle it, like spoon it over the salmon. Usually, like drizzle it over the salmon. It's so good.
Halika,
And it's
Beshi.
it's pretty much a butter lemon sauce, but what the egg does is it thickens it up a little bit. So it gets like more of like a creamy consistency. But the problem with hollandaise sauce, if you try to use it leftover, a lot of the time it separates.
Hi guys.
What's up, Sean?
Hi.
You guys don't mind if I multitask, do you?
No.
We don't mind.
There.
What are you gonna do? Cook some salmon?
Cook some salmon.
I don't know. We're talking about salmon.
Ashanti Uber. Hello. Welcome.
Oh, that's cool,
Sean
RS. No
Tuber.
problem.
That's what we call him,
How
Sean
are
Tuber.
you?
Hey,
It's
can you hear me?
dark.
Are you walking by the ocean, RS, or are you walking in town? Sometimes RS.
Very here in my neighborhood because it's some like 3 blocks, not 3 houses after us. There was the astronauts pick these persons up because they're positive of this thing. Yeah,
Oh, that's cool.
it's not cool. It's scary.
No, say that again. What would
No,
what,
the neighbor.
what gets picked up?
One of the neighbor we have got positive, and the astronauts picked them up.
Oh, that's
Yeah, we call it astronaut because they're wearing this jackets and so on. You know.
RS says he's walking in town. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you're walking in town. Stay safe, sis. I know. RS, always wear your.
Sometimes RS gets some really cool. Oh, well, where did Sean go?
Where's Sean?
I know.
Sometimes RS gets these really cool, makes these really cool, quick video shorts of the ocean and stuff, which is pretty cool.
You know who does like sunset pictures too? She puts them on Facebook and stuff. Is says travel vlogs.
Oh, cool.
She lives the house. Her friends had a brand new house, I guess, and then that's the house she moved into like last month, and then she lives like right from the ocean. She was sitting out by one of her windows.
For $600 a month.
Now is she in the Philippines?
$30.
Yeah, she's in Dumaguete area or like Valencia.
Oh, cool. That's cool.
But yeah, she was outside one time in her backyard and it was really windy. Like her hair kept flying in her face and it was super windy. But one time she just sat by her window and you could see the ocean maybe 20 yards away. Was it?
Safe prices. I know, Beshi. RS Chavez driving motor.
Sean Tuber, feel free to come back anytime you want.
Sean, come back in.
You know, as you call him Sean Tuber too, but Sean's actually Sean T. Uber.
Sean T. Uber. Sorry, Sean T. Uber. Sorry about that.
Because he's an Uber Eats driver.
Oh, see, I didn't pay attention to that. Wow.
I didn't think about Uber driver. I only think about
I didn't think about it either.
Yeah,
That's why I read it like T Uber, because I didn't.
He would be such a cool Uber driver too. I could see him playing something really cool in the background. I could see him playing some cool music.
You know what Uber is like? Someone messages you on like your phone and they go, I have a deal where I need pizza picked up at this place. And then they offer him money. They offer him like a rate. You know, like he gets paid like, I think it's like one job he didn't want to do is on a stream. He goes, I don't want to do this job. It's only $1. I think it's like $1 per minute or something. So he's like, I'm not going to do it or something like that. So he refused it. He goes, I need to do one that's at least $2 or I'm not going to do it.
Oh yeah, he wants to make it worth his while, right?
Yeah, so you can decline the offers if someone says, like if Raquel said, I want you to go pick up some pan set stir fry or whatever, and just making it up from the restaurant down like 3 miles away. He could get in his house, go there, pick it up if he wanted to. But if she was only going to offer him like 50 pesos, he'd be like, nope.
Yeah, I
could reject it.
Right, because they're spending gas to go get it.
Yeah, or can you go pick me up some like a synagogue from blah 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 this place over here, and if it wasn't a high enough rate, he could decline it.
Yeah. Plus, people got to realize they're trying to make a living at that.
Yeah.
So
what's
kind
good
of
about
relaxing your mind, just to stare at them.
Yeah, they have to.
And like, what it could be too is like he gets to do the job whenever he wants. So he can decline one. He can choose when he wants to go out and pick up something for somebody or not. That's why he's on YouTube at various times. He goes like, I don't want to do this job right now. I'll wait and do a job later in the day.
Yeah, I believe in paying a fair price. Especially if someone's going to run and get something from me, I want to make sure.
Yeah, it's like 3 miles away from your house or 4 miles away.
I want to make sure I'm paying someone a good price for the services. So
I know how much it costs to to like drive there and then go pick it up, and then sometimes you have to wait for it if it's not ready, and then you got to drive back and then go to the person's house and you got to collect the money. I think they get paid like, I don't know if it's on PayPal or not, but they get paid through their phone. Is how they get paid, I think. But
Yeah,
it's a good job. You can work whenever you want. Is why he likes doing it.
Yeah, but now at this time, I'd rather not to buy food from outside, rather cook, because
Oh,
certain positive situation that's going on here, and we're scared about it.
yeah. It's all good though. They all
We
wear
don't
masks
risk
when they're cooking and everything.
ordering food from outside.
And like here, they're required. Every restaurant's required to like sanitize their hand. They're already required before the pandemic to like wash your hands frequently, and they get health inspected, like a lot. Like some restaurants get health inspected every month. They have like a health inspecting agency come in.
They usually don't tell them when they're going to show up. They usually
it's random.
It's usually a random surprise
Worked
visit.
in retirement home that had a kitchen in it, and I worked at barbecue restaurant, and then I worked in IKEA's restaurant before I got my current position in IKEA. So I know all about that. Yeah, they'd have the local state health department come in and look, and they'd have an independent one come in like once a month.
But that's good though.
Yeah,
make sure.
Like he always got a high rating for their cleanliness in their kitchen.
Right.
Oh.
I guess my mother-in-law and my wife went into this one restaurant, and my mother-in-law wanted to do a U-turn because everything was too dusty. So they left that restaurant rather quick because they noticed it was just too dusty.
You know the ones you want to leave when you see like if you can see into the kitchen and you see like dirt laying around, or you see like one place I went into is by my apartment. It's a little Asian market. I walked in there and I saw bugs crawling over the ground. I was like, I'm out.
Oh, that will do it. Oh,
I'm like, I'm out.
There was this one dude. He went up to a Subway sandwich place, and normally they know how to put on their gloves right away before they mess with your sandwich. I guess this one person forgot to do it, and the guy's like, "Okay, I'm going to go pick another place to go eat." He's like, "I'll see you later, peace." So that was funny. Yeah.
That's sad.
But like I said, they normally do remember to put on their gloves and stuff. So, but like I said, they were doing that even before the pandemic. The sandwich making places were doing that already.
Just like workplaces.
Yeah.
You see, Adrian, his Subway food shorts video went to viral now.
Yeah, it's like it was 1.2K like yesterday. No, early this morning. Early this morning it was like 1.2K.
So what did he do in that video? Was he just being really funny?
Show the bread.
He didn't do anything.
Oh,
really.
Okay.
Just show the bread.
He's just enjoying his Subway sandwich. That's cool.
Because he said that if I show myself, nobody would like to watch it. Now it's 1.4K.
Oh wow!
And got 3 times down.
Well, you know, what's his name? Andrew says that sometimes it's good if you get a few thumbs down a little bit, because it's I guess it's showing a difference of interaction or something that they're. So I was laughing.
Then the creator team were gonna check the IP address who gives you thumbs down.
Oh, right on.
Yeah, they didn't know that who gives thumbs down will be check their IP address anyway.
I didn't even know if you could check who's the. Oh yeah, I guess it does show it, right? I mean, I don't worry about it. I don't even look.
If you ask for it, they'll give you.
Oh wow! See, I didn't know that. That's interesting. Yeah, I'm not too worried about it.
But that's gonna be cost you too, because that should be legal way.
Right. I just feel responsibility whenever I do a live stream or create a video. I try to make sure I'm having fun while I'm doing it, and 2, I try to bring things I think someone would want to watch. So,
well, that corny burrito video I did, it's like, what is it, like 45 seconds or something? I don't even know how long it is. That thing got like 1.14 something views. I'm like, I don't even K views. I'm like, what? I don't know how that did that. Because I'm like, all I did was talk about what the burrito looked like, what was in it. If I gotta look back at the video and told you what it was. But the funny thing is, you know why I think it probably got good views? Because a lot of Filipinos subscribe to me, and they never heard of a California burrito. Most Americans have never even heard of it. Most Americans have never even heard of it.
I've not heard of it. A California
No,
burrito.
actually, right here in the Philippines, Filipino love burritos. Because we have an American,
my burrito
restaurant
uploaded like
here, and many Filipinos love to eat burritos.
But my thing is, I uploaded the breakfast burrito, but the video is long and probably why. But it hasn't got as many views as the short California burrito one.
So Raquel, what's your favorite American food to try?
Sorry?
What's your favorite American food to try?
The grilled ribs.
Ooh,
perfect.
So good.
I know how to make those.
Some grilled ribs, if they're done just right, the meat just falls off the bone.
Yeah, I know how to do those. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
What was the name of it has a word American in that restaurant. What was that name?
I like a good honey barbecue rib is really good.
The grilled.
Yeah, smoked ribs.
Very,
God.
very tasty.
I was walking by the beach.
Good.
There was a bunch of people, just neighbors cooking out, and they were making ribs and all kinds of meat. And this was like in a seaside town. And man, it was neat to see their open pit and them just grilling, and they were letting people sample it a little bit. They weren't selling it; they were just sharing it with their neighbors, surrounding neighbors, and it was really good.
But the cool thing about it is, when you see someone grilling and you walk by, you can smell what they're cooking, and it makes you hungry.
Oh my God! Yeah. Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And you're like, man, can I come over?
Hungry, just smelling it.
Yeah, but like my brother's grill, like you could smell the salmon when I was cooking. It was in the dark because it was back then. I didn't start cooking until like 7 o'clock at night.
Like even if I'm full already and I have seen that and it's being offered, it's like I could not resist. I would eat it. I'd be like a wolf.
One of these days, I should go out and do go to my brother's one time and do a live stream of us grilling something and just keep the camera there.
There you go.
And then like watch it.
People love to watch other people fix food or cook food too. I noticed that.
Yeah, well, they like to watch I should just put you can actually get grill cameras. Have you seen those? Where you just attach it to your grill.
Oh, I didn't know they had those.
They have like grill cameras.
When I was in Malaysia, Brett, I didn't know before how to cook. But then I forced myself to cook because the food there was different taste. We have the Philippines. Then that's the time I start watching cooking videos through YouTube, and that's how I learned how to cook.
Oh, that's cool.
When I worked in Malaysia before.
Mm-hmm.
That's super cool.
Yeah, and then, well, what kind of ribs are you talking about? You're talking about, because she said you liked ribs. There's pork ribs. There's beef ribs. Pork. Yeah. And the pork ones are either pork spare ribs or pork baby back pork ribs. What the difference is pork spare ribs are bigger, but they have more meat, but the baby back ones are smaller. Yeah, and then but the meat's more tender, generally, and more flavorful in the smaller ones. But the big ones are usually like yay big. The big ones are usually like that, about that long. The big ribs. The short ribs are tiny. They're like a couple inches shorter probably, but they're the baby back ones. And there's a place over here that I discovered like a month and a half ago by this hotel. It's called Barbecue Pete's.
In the Philippines, have a big servings.
Yeah. Like
order for one person is like good for 3 person.
Yeah. Yeah. And then like, well, this place I bought, like the first time I went there, I bought ribs and chicken combo. And then I got barbecue beans that had pulled pork in them. They were smoked. And then I got the loaded baked potato salad. And then I got.
Ooh, that sounds so good.
They ask you when you go to this place. They ask you if you want the complimentary ice cream, and it's like one scoop of ice cream. They give you in a little.
Hi, Sunny Stormy.
Hi, Sunny Stormy. In a little styrofoam container about that tall and about maybe a 1-inch diameter and around. And they give you a little. And they go, you want your complimentary homemade ice cream? And I go, okay. I'll take that for free. Probably worth a couple bucks.
Gotta bounce.
then,
Like a
and then
kangaroo, gotta bounce.
yeah, gotta bounce. Bye,
Later,
Sunny Stormy.
bouncy girl. Take care,
Bounce like
Sunny
a
Stormy.
kangaroo, Sunny Stormy. Yeah.
But and then that place when I bought the chicken and ribs, it came with 4 ribs and then like a half of a chicken.
Mm.
And they were smoked, man. The chicken was everything's good at that place. And I went the next like a week and a half, 2 weeks later, and got the what was it? One of the same sides. And then I think it was or whatever. And then I got the brisket sandwich. That thing was darn good too. The brisket's a cut of beef, and then they cook it for like I don't know whatever they cook. Usually like 8 to 12 hours. You cook brisket on the smoker. But yeah, it's a good food. It's barbecue Pete's because they're known. Well, one of their barbecue sauces and some of their foods won awards at our big state fair that we have in Washington, the Washington State Fair. It's a big fair that happens in September, like September 2nd to September 23rd, I believe it is. So yeah, they won awards for their food, and they're one of their barbecue sauces is called State Fair barbecue sauce, and it's really good.
Brett and
Ooh.
Alone. Well, I can't be long because I need to cook lunch. For the
We're making
kids.
her hungry. We're making her hungry.
I'm
Well,
talking,
that's
talking
cool.
about food, but you know, I also think about lunch. But the
Okay.
kids eating
So what-
salad, but
So before you leave, what are you fixing for lunch as you scoot out here?
What she's fixing us for lunch?
Yeah, what are
noodles.
you fixing us for lunch? We're coming right over.
Noodles.
Ooh, noodles is cool.
It's
What
dry
kind of noodle?
Dry noodles.
Try.
Oh, okay. You mean the ones that come in like ramen?
Ramen is like with soup, but that one is dry.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
It's one of our favorite. It's like Chinese. You know, my mom, she cooked a lot of Chinese recipe because she's back then in Hong Kong. So that's why I love noodles. We're like Chinese. We'll cook more like Chinese recipe.
Well, I'm gonna wrap this up because I got work in the morning.
Yeah, it's like 1:30 for him. In the
Mhm.
Oh
morning.
my God, it may be later than that. I'm not sure. You might be right though. Anyways,
1:30,
I'm
1:28 a.m.
I'm gonna wrap this up.
Okay.
But I thank you guys both for joining me
Mhm.
and enjoy your lunch. And thanks for coming up on panel.
Thank
Yep.
you. My first
You're
time to
welcome.
come here.
Yep.
Yeah.
Woo! Yeah.
Bye, Lone Wolf.
Woo-hoo. I
Bye.
Take
made
care,
it.
Brett.
Very excited. Last
Bye, Sis Raquel. I love you.
Take care, Raquel. Thanks for
Yeah.
joining me.
Yeah, bye. Bye, everybody in
Peace.
chat. Have a good rest of the day.
Take care, everybody in
I'll see
chat.
some of you later on streams. Bye.
Cool.
Sunny Stormy. Bye.
Later, Gators. Take care, everybody. Thanks for joining me. You rock. All right. That was cool. Yeah, I got work in the morning. But I'm going to close out this live stream with a little bit of relaxation first, though. So let me. Yeah, I want to close out this live stream with a little bit of relaxation. Turn this light off. Gonna relax before I crash. So yeah, thanks for all those who joined me on panel. Thanks, Raquel. Thanks, Brett. You guys and gals rock. That was super cool. Yeah, super cool. Got my wind chimes going here. Yeah, thanks for hanging out, Raquel. I appreciate it. Oh, God bless you and your family also. Thanks, Brother Brett, for hanging out with me. Thanks, Raquel, for hanging out with me. Sean Uber, thanks for hanging out with me, even though it was only for a few seconds. That made me laugh. That was pretty funny. Yeah, Raquel and Brett kept me company on my live, which was super cool. That was super cool. Oh. So yeah, some of the friends got to. I got to hang out with some of the friends. So that was super cool. I always dig hanging out with. And this was the first time I hung out with Raquel here on the live stream, so that was pretty cool. And I've hung out with Brett on my live stream, so that's pretty cool. I think this might have been. Yeah, this might have been the first time that Brett's hung out on my live stream. So I appreciate that, Brett. So I think it's the first time both Brett and Raquel hung out with me. I want to also thank Belle for hanging out with me as well. Thank you, baby sister. Thank you, baby sister Raquel. Thank you, baby sister Belle, for hanging out with me. Thank you to brothers Sean and also to brother Brett for hanging out with brother Long. So this is Daddy Lone Wolf Bushcraft, aka JR. Hoping you guys and gals have a awesome evening. I appreciate you guys and gals hanging out. So, yeah. Once again, thanks for everyone that got to hang out with me on panel. I love you guys, and I'll talk to you later. So, yeah, once again, thanks for Sean and Brett for hanging out, and then thanks to Raquel and for Brett for hanging out with me even longer. And thanks for Belle hanging out with me for a little bit. And even though Sean only came up for a few minutes, that was cool too. Anyways, I hope you guys are all doing well out there. And for those of you who will be rewatching this live stream, I hope you guys and gals are all doing well out there as well. And yeah, take care of each other. I'll talk to you later. Peace. Later, Gators. Peace. See you in the next video or see you in the next live stream. Peace. Later, Gators.